All right, welcome everybody. We are live from Dubai, from the beautiful Address Beach Resort location just above Dubai Marina Beach, and we are really going to start really soon with the first edition of the UAE Hike&Fly Championship, the first paragliding hike and fly competition in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. And it's going to be a world's first in terms of how the race is structured, of the things the athletes will be doing. And we're going to start today with Task 1, which is really going to be an absolute first, as the athletes will have to climb to the top of the Address Beach Resort at the 77th floor and take off from the platform, the takeoff platform that was especially built for this event. And you can see now the takeoff ramp with a beautiful sign on Dubai City, and this is exactly where the athletes will take off. We are in a slight delay today due to the wind conditions. We had to wait one extra hour upon schedule time, but we are ready now. Athletes are getting ready. They are getting to the start line, which is on the beach just next to me, just below the terrace where we are streaming this from. And it's really a matter of minutes now, and the athletes will start. They will start from the beach. They will climb up to the tower, to the 77th floor of this huge hotel, and then they will have to fly all the way with a long glide all the way to the other side of the beach, of Marina Beach, Dubai Marina Beach. And then they will have to run back all the way back to the starting point. That is also going to be the finish line. And basically this is Task 1. At first it was supposed to have 2 rounds. Basically the athletes were supposed to do it twice, but in a very open approach from the organization of this event. During the technical briefing yesterday, they discussed with the pilots and they decided to change slightly the rules and do it only once. Basically, the issue was that the takeoff would take some time to get ready and do the takeoff, and pilot would have to queue. So basically, they decided to take the preparation time off from the count. So there was a slight change in the rules, and basically the final scoring of today, the final time of today's task, will be given from the uphill part, that is going to be the climb on the 77 floors of Address Beach Resort, and the time of the run back from turn point 2 to the finish line. Basically it's going to be start on the beach, turn point 1 on the top of the building, turn point 2 on the other side of the beach, and finish line on after the way back. And of course, as in all hike and fly competition, flying will be optional. So athletes will be able to choose if they want to take off or not, depending on the wind conditions and on the strategy they want to keep during the race. And so they will also have the chance from the top to go back down with the elevator and walk to the turn point 2, and then the time will start again from turn point 2 to the finish line. So basically the total time of today will be given by 2 times: start to turn point 1 and then turn point 2 to finish. And athletes are really almost ready now. They are setting up on the start line. We will really start in minutes. We will have different cameras along the tracks, so you will be able to follow the action live from different angles. And as usual, this is a live stream, so if you want to be a little bit interactive, guys, don't hesitate to do that. You can comment on the live if you're watching this live, and we can answer your questions as well. I'll see, we're looking at already a lot of you guys connecting, and yeah, of course, people are saying the takeoff ramp yesterday was scary, and it definitely was. But as you can see now from the live, that was only, of course, provisional. That was only temporary. They fixed it. They made a very nice and stable ramp, so that now it's going to be very, very safe to take it from there. And let's welcome, in the meantime, the camera from the start. So this is a start. This is a starting point. Athletes are already setting up on the start line. So it's gonna really be moments before they start. As you can see, of course, there are 25 of the top athletes in the whole paragliding scene, hike and fly scene worldwide, and they're all ready to go. All right, we have Guy on the camera here, so I don't know if you, Guy, hear us.
Stefano!
Okay, so as you can see, the action is almost ready and people are really on the start line, so it's really going to be a matter of minutes, of seconds now, and then the athletes will start. All right. So, people are asking why we changed the first takeoff point from Burj Al Arab to this new place. Well, it was a decision from basically from the organization and from the state. Remember that, of course, we have to give a very big thanks to the organization of this event and as well to the government of Dubai, because this is an official event sponsored from the government of Dubai. So it was basically a government decision to move this place for different kind of reasons, but logistically this is really a really nice place where you can do it. We're outside of the airspaces, as somebody else was guessing, and so it's really, really good. Okay, so let's hear, we have Guy on the start line.
Everyone. Okay. Guys, look! It's a GoPro there. Please be careful, okay? Don't kick the GoPro. 10 points for the press. Yeah. Okay. Give me the mic. Guys, keep Padua from you. Let's make some noise for this to happen. Alright, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And they're off. The race is officially started. The athletes are running along the sideway, along the beach. They are heading to the hotel. As you can see, the pace will be really, really high and really tough today. The estimated time of the whole task is not very long, so the athletes will really have to rush up the stairs to the top. And let's see if, okay, yeah, we have Guy following the action. So you can see basically we're following the athletes along their trip to the stairs. They will enter the building of Address Beach boat, and they will climb up to the stairs. And we can see already, if you can follow the live track, so you can even follow the action live from your own devices, even if you're not watching here. And the athletes are now basically rushing to the stairs and ready to start their climb to the 77th floor of the Address Beach resort here in Dubai. And in the meantime, here we have Guy taking the shortcut. So Guy, do you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we have Guy on the elevator.
20th floor to see who's arriving first.
Very good. So we are gonna follow the action even on the stairs inside the hotel. So we're gonna see if the elevator was quicker than the athletes. This elevator can bring you up to the 73rd floor in less than 30 seconds. And then there's a second elevator that takes you up to the 77th floor, where there is the highest infinity pool in the world, basically. So there's a swimming pool. Actually, where the takeoff ramp is built, there is a swimming pool, an infinity swimming pool, where you can actually swim and look at the sea in front of you at the 77th floor, at almost 300 meters from the ground.
On the 19th floor. Okay.
All right. Yes, we are on the 19th floor.
Waiting for the guys to come up. I can hear something already. They're going up hard.
Yeah, the whole pace will be really, really fast today, as we said already, because basically it's only going to be the stairs up, and then they can rest, because the time will stop on the top of the building, and so they can even take a little rest as they prepare and they go. They're already coming to the 19th floor. So the first one is already coming at the 19th floor. And we have the first athlete coming on the Tanguy from France is the first guy running up the hill. You can see he was pushing on his knees to go as fast as he could. And some more are coming now. Aaron is in second position, and Tommy in third. Yes, Tommy Frederick on the third position. So this is really the race is really on. And Kriegel in fourth position, so we can really see how the top athletes are rushing up 19th floor. It's always up, Kriegel, don't worry, you don't have to take the door yet. And
Team
Alongi coming after.
Marcus
this is really
Anders.
Interesting. Marcus just following. Logan, you can see Logan Walton from USA. You can really see that they're keeping a good pace. You know, it's a sprint.
Michael
Gielak, Poland, Michael Gielak. So you can really see that they are already keeping their energy and trying to keep a steady pace, because they're only at 20th floor.
All the guys now. Antoine.
Right, and Antoine is coming. Very, very good. Sepp Inninger. So the main group is coming now, basically.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nick.
Oh, yeah. A little sprint for the camera.
Vesso. Go Vesso. Hey, Michi. We go. Yeah. Oh yeah, Colombia, go Alex. Okay, now we go up again.
Very good.
Steve, Donini, Sigurd. Almost there, Mason. Oh yeah. Okay, we go up now. Tanguy must be almost on the top. Put 60.
Very good. So, and as you can see, athletes are really rushing up the stairs. The first were really having an incredible pace. It's only 20th floor. They have 57 more to go. So they are starting to keep a good pace, you know, try and keep a steady pace. And we can see Guy going up. This is the speed the elevator is going up. As we said, it can take you up to the top in basically 30 seconds. And So as Guy is going up to the top, we can see the ramp is ready. This is the actual and finished takeoff ramp. The wind conditions are actually really good at the moment. We have wind flags positioned at both sides of the ramp and on the top of the building, and we could see that the wind is now really nice, coming 5-10 k's from the front, which will make it really safe and easy for the athletes to start. Well, as easy as it can get on a takeoff, where you have basically to jump in 300 meters of empty air below you. And we will see what strategy the athletes will use, how many of them will actually fly to try and save energy, and how many will instead decide to go back down with the elevator and just walk to turn point 2. All right. So we have, of course, people commenting good luck for this takeoff. And it is true, it is a sketchy takeoff for sure, but it is made in order to keep everybody safe. And remember, these are the top, basically 25 or among the top athletes, top paragliding, hike and fly and paragliding pilots in the whole world. And as we said before, there was a very nice moment yesterday where the organization commission, together with the athletes, during a technical meeting and technical briefing, decided to slightly change a rule in order to, to make the expectation of the pilots come true, so that they are not worried about the takeoff. They have the option to decide if they want to fly or not from that takeoff without being penalized on time. All right, and we have Guy again.
We are here on the 65th floor waiting. Tanguy has a big difference from the second place now. It's a good difference. He's a machine, man. Runs like crazy. So Aaron is right behind him and Frigo right behind him. So it's a tight race. Let's see who gets on the top first. But Tanguy's in the front.
All right, yes, as we saw on the 20th floor, the athletes were pretty tied up to get together. The first were really going like crazy. They were running up those stairs, but the whole group was following pretty close behind. So it's going to be really interesting to see how and who will be first and how they will come up at 65th floor. We're on the stairs again. In the meantime, on the top, people are taking pictures on the platform, and they are waiting for the athletes to arrive. Let's see what's going on the stairs. And we have already in position turn point 2 camera on the beach. This is where the athletes will fly from. You can see the building in the distance, and this is where they have to come and sign on the board to check in that they arrived to turn point 2. Again, they have the option to take off and glide here, or glide as close as possible to here and then walk, or they can come down from the building with an elevator and then just walk to the turn point 2. In both cases, time will only start again. Oh, they're already on 63rd floor. Very good. They're going like crazy. We have Tanguy still on the first position, steady, fast and steady pace up on the stairs. You can see him pushing on the knees, really like a real skyrunner on very steep tracks. And short after, we still have basically unmodified positions, or no, we have Kriegel in second position now, and Tommy following. Aaron is just behind, but again, they are super tied up. Nothing, I mean, everything is still to be done and still to be said before they get to the top. And anyways, the difference will be of seconds. And again, this is one of the reasons why.
Let's go up to the finish. It's Tanguy, Kriegel, Tommy, and Aaron.
Very good. These are the top positions. And now we will go up to the top of the building and see who's coming up first. Again, the difference between the first people will be, it's really going to be a matter of few seconds. And this is one of the reasons why they decided to take the preparation time out of the count. In this way, basically only the actual running time will be calculated, and not the preparation time. Will probably be very close to the overall stairs time or the overall back running time. All right, and we have Guy running to the top basically with the elevator, but we have a camera already set up on the top as well. So this is where the athletes are gonna check in at turn point 1 for the takeoff. Weather is beautiful today, this morning in Dubai Marina Beach. As you can see, sun is shining. Temperature is around probably 28 degrees, and it's a very, very lovely morning here. And this is also a good thing for the pilots. It's not really super hot, and so it's not going to be too much of a pain for the pilots who are not used to extreme heat. So let's see. Christopher is saying there will be soon a funny line up. This is true. The takeoff is kind of small, and this is exactly the reason why we decided to take the preparation and takeoff time out of the count, basically. So as soon as the pilots will come up, the time will stop. Oh, and we have actually the first pilots already on the top here.
Did you take the time? Yes.
And so the first athletes already got to the top. Let's see if we get an update from the official ranking positions. Aaron, they really gave their 110% for sure. As we said, it's a pretty short Marcus, Tommy, so I guess the ranking is pretty similar on what we saw on 65th floor. And you can see the first impressions of the athletes.
Now I hate it. 77 floors. You're stupid, man.
Now
Tim.
All right. It's true, 77th floor with the elevator, it's taking only a few seconds.
What about Marco's under, bro? Come on, man. I just arrived. I don't do that to sir. I don't force and filming. I don't care, bro. Come on. I just arrived. Okay, but we cannot make.
All right, and yes, some people are asking where can we follow the live tracking. This is a good question. So where is the link to the live tracking? And I will post it down here in the comments. So if you just look down in the comments, you will see where the link to the live tracking is, and you can connect there and see what's going on. Again, the live tracking today is a little bit tricky to follow because the space is very short, is very little, so everyone is really close and tight up together. So it's probably going to be much easier to follow it in the second part of the task 1 when they will run back from the turn point 2 along the beach. But in the meantime, as you can see, we have the camera on the top, and we can see what's actually going on the top of the building live. And we have more pilots coming in, so let's hear some other impressions from the pilots.
Mayer, Stanislav Mayer.
Mayer is
That's
11.
11?
Yes.
Mayer, 11.
Okay.
Isso. Bota 11. Cadê o 10? O 10 não tem. Não, não tem 10. O name. Já botou o name. Cadê?
Walter,
Aqui,
12. Walter, 12.
Logan Walker.
And we can see the organization taking the times, and they're writing down the times and the ranking. So probably in a few minutes, as all the athletes are coming up to the top, we will see what the final ranking for this first climb was. And it's going to also be quite surprised, but at the final ranking, because we'll have to wait to the very end before we know the actual sum of the two counting times and see who really won this first task today. Because as we said, as the pilots are coming up, the time is getting stopped, and they have time to prepare their gliders and take off, then glide to turn point 2. And only when they reach turn point 2, the time will start again. But again, they will wait for all the athletes to reach turn point 2 before starting the time again, and the starting order will be basically the same as the ranking, the partial ranking, the arrival ranking on the top of the building. So at the end, of course, it might be that somebody who was really fast on the stairs will be slightly slower on the run, and so at the end we'll really need to wait to the end of the task to know who won this day one of the first edition of the UAE Hike&Fly Championship. Again, first Hike&Fly competition in Dubai. Turn point 2 is ready. They're waiting for the people who will start gliding off the building. You can almost see it in the top left corner here in the frame, and that's where the pilots are gonna take off from, and they will have to glide as close as possible to turn point 2. So Leandro is asking how much time the athlete can stay in preparation to launch. Is there a limit? No, there's no limit, but of course it's going to be as quick as possible. Basically, the athletes will launch in order of arrival. So first up is going to have priority on launch. And as you can see, they're already getting started. They're already preparing. And so it will be a matter of minutes before they start launching. And again, there's no time limit, but of course they will have to do it as quick as possible. They always have the chance to decide not to fly and to go back by elevator, and in that case they have to communicate it to the organization before it's their turn. We can see the first athletes launching. Let's put the audio on the top on. So let's say if Guy wants to tell us something, we have Kriegel ready to go. We have Haley ready to go as well. Remember, Tanguy was the first pilot up, so he will be the first to take off. And then we have Kriegel on second position for now. And after him, Tommy. And then after Tommy, we have Aaron.
Yeah.
As you can see and hear, the mood on the top is really nice, really relaxed, and athletes are happy. Of course, they were a little bit, tired as soon as they got up, but they're professionals. They are ready, fresh again, and ready to keep on with the competition.
Need someone to help you?
Of course, there will be a takeoff assistant on the top, so there will be somebody helping the pilot to take off just for maximum safety. Again, this organization is taking in serious consideration every aspect related to safety, to the safety of the pilots and to security. So really, you will see the whole competition will be held in maximum respect for the pilot skills and They will always have the free will to decide what they feel comfortable with doing and what they don't feel comfortable with doing. And yes, Glauco is asking, with elevator, yes, basically pilots who don't want to fly because they don't feel comfortable with, or because the conditions of the wind don't allow to fly, always have the option to decide they don't want to fly, and they can come back down with the hotel elevator and walk to the turn point 2. This time will not be counted in the final time, of course, but they will get tired. So it's, they have to decide whether they want to fly and get to turn point 2 more rested, or if they don't want to fly and go down with the elevator, but then they have to walk from start to turn point 2 on their own feet with the bag. So that will tire them a little bit, so that when they run back, they'll have less energy. And how many meters they've climbed? 77 floors correspond to approximately 300 vertical meters. And now this is again a bit of a calculation to make, because they have 300 meters from the beach elevation, and they have to glide approximately 2 kilometers into the wind, into light headwind as well, to the beach. So the question is, will they make it, or will they have to walk again after landing? And again, that time is not counting, but the energy is counting, so they will lose energy as they walk. And again, we can see pilots are preparing. It's going to take a few more minutes, and as soon as the conditions are ready, we have assistants on takeoff helping the athletes. So we are ready to see, we are almost ready to see probably the first launch of this competition. They will probably use a takeoff technique similar to a cobra takeoff. Or we will see what strategy Haley wants to use. Again, as somebody was pointing out, the takeoff is a little bit sketchy. They say crazy, not probably crazy, but it is a little bit sketchy. It's not too big, but this is part of the difficulty of the race. Of course, these are again top pro pilots, and so they know what they're doing, they know their skill level, and they always have the chance to judge whether they feel comfortable with flying or not. And another slight change in the rules that was made in the past yesterday is that the athletes will have to use the same complete equipment today as the one they will use in the rest of the competition. At first, they were thinking to give the option to use a different glider, so to make the takeoff easier and to give a little bit of more strategy variation in the competition. But at the end, they decided that the only equipment they're going to have is going to be the one that they have today, and the same that they will use in the next few days. All right, so we have the first pilot ready to go. Let's see if the wind is helping us.
Hey!
Lots of people helping. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah, where's the big one? I'll get the big one. Just leave it here.
A little bit of tension on the top, as of course pilots are waiting for the wind. Of course, this takeoff without wind is probably really sketchy. So, and actually, we have had pilots yesterday already saying, "Well, if there's no wind, I don't know if I would feel comfortable with taking off," and they are probably right. As you probably know, wind is helping to inflate the glider before you launch, as opposed to other. Oh, we have the first launch, and the first launch is happening. Let's see. The glider was up. But of course, the pilot always has the chance to control the glider before he wants to launch. And Haley decided that probably he was not feeling comfortable with the pressure in the glider, with the wind speed, and so he decided to stop and not to go.
Really?
Again, this is a pretty technical takeoff. Pilots will have really just a few seconds before they have to do, once the glider comes up, they will only have a fraction of a second or a second to decide whether they feel comfortable with starting or not. All right. All right, so they are waiting for more wind. Of course, from the top we get this information. Probably they're gonna stop there for a few minutes, and that's also one of the reasons why the organization decided to take the preparation time off of the count, because again, it really makes no sense to calculate this minutes inside the scoring. Right. So we have a second pilot ready for takeoff. This is another rule. Basically, they will alternate on starts, on tries, and so that we will give a chance to everybody to have a try. And after the second try, they will have to give. So they have two tries, and then after the second tries, they will have to give space to somebody else.
Yeah, but it's a line. Yeah.
One line. We say there's no line. With
No.
everyone taking off when it.
If they say it's they gonna fly, it's a line. Yeah, of course. What? Don't worry, it's good. But then you're gonna just wait 1 second.
And this is things that normally happen during competition, and of course it was little detail with order on takeoff that probably this athlete didn't really get before, and so he will have to queue behind other athletes that are ready to go. And we can see that the wind is quite good now, and we can see from this framing that there's one athlete ready to go. So we will see if we will have now the first actual launch in the competition.
Okay.
You want to go first?
He said he wanna fly, but now he's gonna wait.
I think Donkey want to go first.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, exactly.
Then come.
But you just need to know if he wants to go. Otherwise, other people can go. You know what I mean? Tell me, just together. Tell me, come here, because I'm transmitting live.
Like the ranking, we have to do something about it.
Okay, so again, as you heard Guy talking to the athletes, basically they have to decide whether they feel comfortable to go right now or if they want to give space to the next athlete in the queue. And in the meantime, again, we can see on the beach, on turn point 2, they are looking for the athletes to start gliding down. This is where we will see the athletes coming from, and they will actually fly above my head as well. I'm right here in the terrace of the nicest restaurant in this beautiful hotel, and we also have the view from here. We can see the athletes coming just above my head. So basically we'll see them glide to the beach, and from turn point 2 we'll see them coming down. So let's see what's going on again on the top of the building. Athletes are preparing, they're discussing the wind, they're discussing the order rules and everything else, and so they will be ready probably in a few minutes. We already saw a couple of good moments wind-wise, so probably if there's a good window we might see some pilots taking off within minutes.
Go.
And we have it. The first one is off, and Haley is off. First pilot is off the building. That is crazy. Absolute worst first time that we have a paragliding competition starting off from a building on the beach of Dubai. This is crazy. This is something that has never been done before, never been seen before. So you really are witnessing a great moment. And we can see we can see him flying now. So let's see if we can see it already from the turn point 2. No, we can't see him yet, and but we can see him gliding. We'll probably see him in a few seconds, passing just behind my shoulders, and he's gliding pretty nicely. Actually, you can see he's got a little bit of a headwind now, and so he's flying pretty slow. And the wind is coming a little bit from the right of their trajectory, and we have a second pilot ready in the meantime, ready to go. Same launch position, same launch technique, and so basically probably we're gonna see a second launch soon. And he stopped. He decided to stop because the glider was not coming up properly, and so you can see, of course, we have assistants on the launch platform helping the pilots to take the glider back up in case they need to, and of course helping him to pull the glider up. In the meantime, there's Haley gliding to the beach. He has a pretty nice glide ratio. Again, a little bit of a headwind, but he's probably gonna make it straight to turn point 2. Let's see. It's still too far away to see him from this camera, but this is actually the direction where he will be coming from. So in a few minutes, 300 meters, so that's going to be approximately 4 to 5 minutes glide, and he will be landing on the beach. So we'll be seeing him in no time. In the meantime, we see a second attempt from this athlete from the platform. Again, he decided to stop. Again, with the right wind condition, this tricky takeoff probably becomes quite easy, especially for this level of pilots. But of course, with no wind or very little wind, it can get a little bit tricky.
Landed already? Oh yeah.
All right. And and obviously the first pilot who's flying is soaring the buildings. He's flying very close to the building, trying to take that advantage of the mild wind. He's actually climbing. He's actually climbing along above the building, and this will give him a little bit of an advantage to glide all the way to the other side of the beach where turn point 2 is located. All right, and we have again the second pilot ready for takeoff. So let's see if he's gonna do a third attempt. In the meantime, again, the first pilot, Helmut, is trying to climb on the building, and is kind of holding the altitude. So we'll see if he will make it straight to turn point 2 or if he will have to walk. Yes, I know, camera shaking a little bit. Of course, again, this is a world first in many aspects, and as well, it's the first time that a race of this type is documented live in this way. So of course we will do our best, and we are trying to do our best to provide the best quality content as possible, but please be kind with us as we are trying to make our best. And the glider is climbing up. It looks pretty steady, and let's see if this was a good attempt, or if he decided to stop. The camera just froze a little bit, but okay, so we have all right, and we can see that it was again interrupted attempt, aborted attempt, as they are preparing the glider again.
Yes, Fiori, we are here. Nicky is trying to take off. The wind is not really strong and not really good yet, so he's trying with his big wings. Not so easy. Let's see how it goes.
Yes, thank you, Guy.
Yes,
thank you, Guy, for the update.
Do we have someone who film there with me? Do you have the movie?
All right, so now we know that that the athlete who is attempting to take off at the moment. Okay. The athlete who is attempting to take off at the moment is Nick from New Zealand. And so we will see if he will do another takeoff attempt or if we will have to leave space to a different athlete, because he already did 3 attempts. And I think I remember after the third attempt, the priority would go to a different athlete that can then do his own 3 attempts. And we will see. Yeah, we'll have another athlete now trying. We have Marcus Anders on the starting line. So of course the type of glider they're using is making a huge difference in this phase, because smaller gliders and lighter gliders will be easier to inflate and bring up above your head before taking off in this little space, and whereas bigger and heavier glider, which will glide better, of course it's a little bit harder to inflate on this launch. In the meantime, from my perspective, I think that the first athlete already landed, and so he should be walking or to turn point 2. Basically we can see at turn point 2 he's not there already, so probably he landed somewhere in between the building and the turn point, and so he has to walk the remaining part. And we are back on the top here. Marcus is ready to go, waiting for the best moment where the wind is going to help him to inflate his glider and take off. Right, so again, this is the first time that paragliding competition is involving buildings and particularly we are in beautiful Address Beach Resort above Dubai Marina Beach, and the athletes are taking off from the 77th floor, from the infinity pool at the 77th floor of Address Beach Resort. And this is the highest infinity pool in the world, from which you can swim and admire the beautiful bay of Dubai Marina from 300 meters altitude from the beach. And again, let's see what's going on takeoff here. Mark is ready to do another attempt, his first attempt actually. Look at the windsock, it looks like a mild breeze is coming up.
Yeah.
But of course, the sharp edge of the takeoff, as Marcus is noticing, the sharp edge of the takeoff is probably making a little bit of rotors. That's turbulence, basically. So that makes it a little bit harder to inflate the glider and to predict where the glider will actually come up after inflation. We see Marcus is focused. There's a very serious look on his face. He's definitely ready to go. And in the meantime, on the beach at turn point 2 in Dubai Marina, we are waiting for the first athlete that is going to reach turn point 2. Again, this is not going to count as a time for the final time count, but of course the sooner you come to turn point 2, and the sooner you can rest and relax waiting for the others before starting the second part of the Task 1, which will be running back along the beach to the finish line.
We're gonna take one person to fly with us. Who wants? Nobody raised their hand, huh? I say, who wants to fly with us? Nobody say yes. No. Yeah, we need this in the bottom. Yeah. Yeah. One there and one here in the bottom. No need. On the top, no. What do you think, Marcus?
I'm good. I'm just waiting for a good pace to launch.
Yeah.
When the wind looks right.
0 in.
0 backwind. He made it.
Yeah.
Not impossible.
The right time. Feel a breeze. Look the left one there.
Yes.
Careful with the line. And facing back.
Or maybe I just
And again, we are up on the 77th floor of the beautiful Address Beach Resort above Dubai Marina. Athletes are waiting for some good wind faces before they feel comfortable to launch from the launch platform that was built. Hey, Gui.
Yore.
Hey, Guy.
I invite my friends here. They're in the swimming pool. I invited them to fly, but nobody really wanted.
That's weird. I wonder why.
Yeah, man. I don't know why.
So, Guy, how is the mood up there? What are the athletes saying? Are they worried about the wind situation, or are they ready to
the
go?
wind is getting better. It's coming in cycles. So everybody is really happy to fly. Everybody gonna try to fly, but they're waiting for the right moment. So everybody's chilling, taking their time, no rush. I think was a really good decision that we had yesterday to do the flying part for fun. It's a different aspect on hike and fly. It was never done before from a building, so we have to pay the price, and it's okay. I think it was the best decision that we had, and all the pilots are here ready to take off. Everyone is happy, and safety first. We don't want anyone to get hurt, so safety first.
That is right. That is a very good thing. And again, another good thing is I think that the organization really decided to involve the pilots
Where's your t-shirt?
in this decision.
No need for t-shirt.
Is it hot or what? Like
so.
Switzerland.
Yeah.
No, yesterday it was cold.
Man, today was the first time that I see Kriegel saying, I didn't like the hike.
I was so dead. I was finished. Yeah, you texted the elevator, so you can
Exactly, it was so good.
Yeah. And we had to run.
Elevator was better. Elevator was much better than the 77 floors, man.
For sure. And in the meantime, here on the beach, this is going to be the finish line. This was going to be the finish line where the athletes will have to run after they reach turn point 2. And this is the beautiful view from the top of the building.
Close to the edge, it's a really good breeze. At least give it a try. I think I would give it a try.
All right, so it looks like the wind is getting better on the top, so we will probably see the first attempt of Marcus Anders.
People on the roof there. All the athletes. The biggest wheel in the world. Got this really nice scenery.
All right. And again, so we have the first athlete, Helmut Schrempf, who already reached turn point 2 and signed his board. So we have the first signature on the first board of the first task of the first hike and fly competition here in Dubai in the Arab Emirates, the UAE Hike&Fly Championship. First time in the world that a hike and fly competition has taken place on a building, and we have now Haley, first athlete who reached turn point 2, and let's see if he can tell us anything.
It's good, you go.
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. You take off on the house, building up there, like the next one is coming.
We have the next one. We have the next one. Next takeoff. There we go. Second takeoff. So Marcus Anders is off. Marcus Anders is off. Let's see if we can see it from here. Oh yeah, here he is. There he is. Second glider in the sky, and he's gliding to the beach. So let's see if they will speed up the pace a little bit now. If the wind is getting better, they will be probably a little bit faster on the takeoff. And so again, we have Kriegelmaurer ready for takeoff, I believe.
Yes, it's Kriegel. Kriegel gonna try his chance now.
And somebody's asking, what is the air temperature? It is approximately 26 to 28 degrees here in Dubai today on this beautiful morning. And we see the second pilot is again trying to make some altitude, to gain some altitude. He found a little thermal, and so he found a little thermal, and he's trying to glide, to make a longer glide to the turn point 2. Let's see if we will try to make, again, this is our first live streaming of an hike-and-fly competition, so we will try and do things as good as possible, and let's see if we can have a live show even on the flying pilot. But in the meantime, we see that Kriegel is ready for takeoff. And he's going, and he's running, glider is good, and he's off. Kriegelmaurer is off the building, is off of the 77th floor of the Dubai Marina Beach hotel here in Dubai. So here we are, and now we will see if we can see the gliders that are flying. Here we are. Look at the glider flying up there. You see it? That is Kriegelmaurer, who just took off from the top of the building.
When you go, don't feel afraid to put it down again. You know, it's like, what the fuck, man?
And this is
like, don't. Hey.
And this is the view that we have on the beach. That is the place, approximately the place where they have to land to sign the board of turn point 2. And we see the 2 gliders in the air already. Of course, from the live it's not very easy to see probably, but anyways, this is the view of the pilots flying above, for the first time above the skyscrapers here in Dubai, starting from the Atras Beach Hotel. There we go. All right. And we're back on the top. And let's see, there's another pilot ready to go.
Now it's Steve Brumfitt from England. He's ready to take off. But
we have Steve
waiting for the right time. People are feeling a little bit like base jumpers here today. I don't know why. Steve is a base jumper, so he has to feel like a paragliding pilot today. So it'll be fun.
Oh, good.
All right.
For a nice bit of wind to do a paraglide base jump, I guess.
All right, and we have the second pilot, possibly Marcus Anders, that is already approaching.
Some lift and he's going up, and really nice to see he's flying. He's going up really good. He's higher than the building right now.
Nice. Yeah, actually, of course, on the border between the sea and the coast, there must be some kind of lift, because the ground, the buildings and the beach is getting quite hot compared to the water, and so the athletes are finding some lift even on the coastline. And we have Kriegel thermaling, and in the meantime, Steve Brumfitt is ready for takeoff.
Just take your time, bro. No rush. Wait for this next cycle.
Take your time, don't rush. Exactly, that is very important. Of course, safety is a major concern for the whole organization and the whole event. And the takeoff ramp is tricky, but it's definitely safe as long as athletes don't push it too hard. And this is why. The organization decided together with the athletes yesterday, and we have Steve inflating his glider, checking the wing, and he's off and it's gone. And very, very beautiful takeoff from Steve Brumfitt, and you can hear the crowd cheering. It was a very spectacular takeoff, really good inflation, good control, and he's off. And he's now thermally together. I mean, he's now close to Kriegel Maurer, which is coming back. Kriegel is coming back to the top of the hotel. Look, he's higher than the pool. He's higher than the takeoff area. So he managed to gain some altitude, and he came back just for a little show for the people in the pool there. That is really amazing to see these flying machines that we usually see mostly in wild environments, like in the middle of the Alps or in the middle of any big mountain chains around the world. And today we are looking at them thermaling and gaining altitude and flying just in front of a huge hotel here in Dubai, at the Atras Beach here in Dubai. That is just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And in the meantime, we can see at the beach at turn point 2, Marcus Anders also landed, and so he was the second person to sign the board at turn point 2. So apparently the pilots are making it to the second turn point just by gliding. Let's see what Marcus is saying.
It's this side.
Crazy, definitely crazy, but again, really, really emotional, I think, to see these machines flying here in this urban environment. And now we will see again, the wind looks better if they can thermal or if they can get lift. Oh, look at that glider, how high it went above the top of the building. That is no, this is not Kriegel. Kriegel is the other one, yes. So that is Steve.
Yes.
And we have another takeoff, and we have another pilot off. A fourth pilot, third pilot in the air, and fifth overall who took off. His glider is apparently smaller, so we will see if even him will be able to gain some altitude to take some lift, or if he will have to just glide down to the beach and try to reach turn point 2. And he's just passing by in front of the takeoff area of the takeoff platform.
Yeah. Take your time, huh? Don't. If it's not good, put it back.
All right, and we have another pilot ready, inflating, really good.
Yeah, good.
No, yeah, and he says good, and he's off. Perfect. A little bit of a tension moment on this takeoff, but at the end, everything was good, and he's off in the air. And again, you can really see that the wind condition is getting better as the athletes manage to really gain altitude as soon as they leave the platform. And we will probably see the speed and the frequency of the takeoff intensifying in the next few minutes so that the race will go on. And we can see now, probably makes more sense to take a look at live stream now. We see that probably we will see some pilots are going. We can see if you're following on the live track now, you can see Marcus Anders is approaching the turn point 2, and Mauro is still having fun just in front of buildings. In the meantime, again, let's go back to the top and see if the next pilot is taking off. I believe we have Aaron here. Aaron Durogatti from Italy. And again, I really understand your complaints about a little bit of a shaky camera. We are trying to do our best to make something that has never been made before. And again, please be patient with us. We are really trying to do our best, and we'll probably get better as this competition goes by. And again, we are on the top of the building at Address Beach Resort, waiting for the next pilot to take off from the ramp that was built yesterday for the pilots for this specific takeoff today. And again, I didn't really introduce myself. I'm Fiorenzo Graziano here, and I will be telling you what will be going on in the next week on this amazing event that is taking place here in Dubai and other Emirates. And so stay tuned in the next few days. We will be streaming live several times on different tasks, so you will be always close to us to see what is going on. And we go back on the beach where probably we can see some more pilots approaching. I see them from here. They're gliding to the turn point 2. And let's see if we get some more takeoffs from the top. There was a change in the order of the takeoffs. All right.
We have Patrick Moncano here. Frigo is 100 meters higher than the building. Really cool. Some guys are down there already. Steve Brunfit is already down.
Yeah, we can see at the beach.
It's already arriving on the turn point 2 also, and Patrick's gonna try to take off now.
All right, and we have Patrick Foncan ready for his takeoff attempt.
Now it's good.
Wind is looking good. The windsock is quite straight. Wind is blowing. Inflation is perfect. Good check. And he decided to stop. He probably was not feeling comfortable with the pressure in his glider. Again, of course, they have pilots have a few seconds to decide once the glider is inflated, if they feel comfortable with the pressure, with the wind speed, and before they have to actually, in this case, really jump off from the takeoff platform. Remember that, of course, you probably know this already, but remember that normally paragliding is made on a slope, on hills or mountains, and so there is a little bit more space to gain speed with a short run before you actually get airborne. And we can see the pilots that are approaching turn point 2 on the beach. They just landed or are landing right in this moment, and they are walking with a glider above their heads to easily reach turn point 2 without having to carry the gear because the wind is carrying it for them. Let's go back to takeoff, where we see Patrick ready for his second attempt. Of course, I want to thank you all guys that are watching this live, and it's a real honor to be here, and I think it's a very unique opportunity for all of you guys to watch this from your phones, from your homes, and just as if you were here with us. Patrick is ready. The glider is well laid down on the takeoff ramp. As soon as the wind is good, he will probably do his attempt.
Wow, Steve, man. Look at that.
We can't really see it in camera, but I'm watching at him live from down here, and he's really high above the building, so he's just having fun.
200-300 meters higher.
Yeah. Basically, he is double the height of the building. And of course, because this flight time is not measured, so the pilots can take their time and can have fun on this on their first actual flight here in Dubai for this race. Okay. And again, we have Seb Espina reaching the turn point 2. Many pilots, and go back to takeoff. Second attempt for Marcus Anders. He's really got a very good control. He's taking a look at his running directions, wind direction, and is off. And is off. Great takeoff from Marcus Anders. You can really see that these guys are professionals. They really know what they're doing at all times. So again, if this takeoff ramp looks sketchy for most of you guys, of course, for them, it is just a challenge that they know how to overcome with the right technique and the right preparation. Oh, sorry, that is Patrick. Yes, thank you, Zohaib. I just mistaked the name. Of course, Marcus already landed at 2.2. That was Patrick Foncano taking off very elegantly from the takeoff ramp at the 77th floor of the Address Beach Resort here in Dubai.
Michael Siegel from Switzerland now. Okay.
Right. We have Michael from Switzerland. Michael Siegel, and he's off. Very smooth takeoff. Very smooth takeoff for Michael Siegel from Switzerland. You can see the wind is getting a little bit cross now, but that is really not of a big deal for these guys. They are really top level pilots in the overall worldwide paragliding scene at the moment.
Stanislav, yeah.
And we have Stanislav
Meyer.
Stanislav Meyer from Czech Republic, ready for takeoff. He decided to stop immediately. The glider was not inflating properly, so he's gonna go for a second attempt. This is something that happens all the time with paragliding when you inflate your glider and it doesn't come up as you want. You put it back down. Nice inflation, very good control. He's waiting for the good moment, just checking if he can feel the pressure properly in the glider. Glider's going down, so he's still controlling it. He's still controlling it. The wind is a little bit crossed, as you can see. The wind is basically pushing the glider towards the edge, and it should be pushing the glider to the other side so that the pilots can control it and then decide when it's a good time for them to increase their running speed and take off.
Wait.
We can see this great ground handling skills from Stanislav Meyer. Still controlling his glider, still waiting for a good moment. This is also a way to check the wind, to feel the wind, feel what the wind is doing, and be really sure and safe. And he's gonna go now. Stanislav is about to take off, and he's off. Very, very good takeoff. Great skills, great control skills. And he's off from the takeoff ramp. Really good. I think the wind conditions are pretty good, even if the wind is slightly cross at the moment. Hopefully it will get a little bit better in the next minutes. If it gets a little bit more straight, it will be easier for the pilots to take off. And we see, I believe this is Aaron Duragati from Italy. Yes?
Yes, Aaron.
Yeah. And in the meantime, we see all the pilots that have taken off before, and Aaron is going to go. Glider's good pressure, and he's off. A little bit of a dive on the glider on the takeoff. That's what happens on takeoffs like this. Basically, the load of the pilot is going very quickly underneath the glider. It's loading the glider very quickly, so the glider is doing a little bit of a dive as it starts flying. All right. Let's see what's happening at turn point 2. We have a still image, but still this is what's happening. And back on the takeoff, another inflation from another pilot. Smaller glider this time. Smaller glider this time, so it makes it a little bit easier on takeoff here. Should make it a little bit easier. And again, thank you guys, thank you to all of you that are watching now for your support in the comments. We really appreciate it. It's really important for us to understand what we can do better and to know what we're doing good. So thank you again for your comments. We're already almost 1.5 hours into the race. Again,
go.
This was one of the main concerns of the whole time counting.
But the wind is good. Try to kite.
Wind looks good on the top. Really good inflation, really good control from this pilot.
Keep walking.
And everything looks good.
Yeah, keep walking.
Wind looks good. And again, remember that pilots always have the chance to decide whether they feel comfortable with flying, with taking off from here or not. and this will not penalize their scoring on this today's task. Again, we'll look at a somehow of ground handling show on this takeoff ramp. You can definitely see the wind is crossed, and that makes it a little bit harder to take off. But at the same time, it makes it a little bit easier to inflate the glider.
Yeah. We keep in touch, and then like when everyone arrives there.
All right, and let's see if the pilot is going off. Still checking the wind, still feeling the pressure in his glider, and only when he will feel comfortable about the glider position and glider pressure, then he will start walking towards the edge and take off. In the meantime, we can see at the beach somebody is landing right now, so we can see a live landing at turn point 2 where the pilots have to sign the board, and there we go. Great job. We'll see who this pilot is. Everybody's cheering him up. All right, and we go back. We go back on the takeoff. This pilot is still holding his glider on top of his head, just checking the wind as soon as he feels comfortable. And we got a little bit of a connection problem from the beach on turn point 2, but we will be back there as soon as possible. And glider is back down, so they will see what the pilot wants to do, if he wants to try again and take off, or again they always have the chance to decide not to fly and just go down by elevator and walk to turn point 2, so that they basically the main issue that was discussed yesterday was whether the pilots would have to fly, or if they could choose whether to fly or not. And the majority of the pilots, and I must say that Kriegel had a central role in this discussion, and he was actually pushing to keep all the pilots safe, and of course the direction of the race was totally agreeing with that. So they decided to take the flight time and preparation time off of the calculations, so that pilots could have the chance to decide whether they want to take off from this ramp or not, and without any penalization on their time, just to make things extremely safe for everybody. And that is the first main concern of this organization and of the whole event. All right, so let's go back on takeoff. Let's see. Another pilot is getting ready. Actually, he already inflated his glider, is ready to go as soon as he feels comfortable, and is off. And we have another takeoff from this ramp at Address Beach Hotel.
Now it's Tanguy who arrived first. Ça va?
So we have, as Guy was saying, we have Tanguy on takeoff now. He was first up on the stairs. People are asking what was Tommy Friedrich. Tommy Friedrich was third. Tommy Friedrich was third on the stairs. But again, and we have Tanguy taking off, and off it goes. Really good takeoff from Tanguy, really fast. He was feeling comfortable with his glider immediately. And again, Tommy was third on the stairs. Tommy was third at the stairs, but everything is still to be played, because again, There's going to be another time count from turn point 2 back to the finish line, and we've got Nicola Donini here ready for takeoff. Yeah, well, some people are saying it's like a parachute jump, and we must admit that in this specific case, it really resembles a parachute jump. But it is still paragliding. It's still sketchy and technical takeoff.
Good.
We see Nick going, and off he goes. Very good takeoff. Lots of running for Nicola Donini from Italy, and he is off. Again, soaring, the highest infinity pool in the whole world. And we can see the pilots gliding to the beach. So one by one, they're going to reach turn point 2 and sign the boat. And again, as soon as everybody's down, they will start from turn point 2 to run back to the finish line. And that's going to end this first task on day 1 of the UAE Hike&Fly Championship. And we see another live landing
wait a little bit, take your time.
From this pilot. In the meantime, we have skydivers jumping above the Dubai Palm, which is just pretty inside from here. And we got another landing at turn point 2. And here he goes, and down it comes at turn point 2, right at the board. Everybody's cheering him up. I must say that so far, between yesterday and today, the most beautiful thing about this competition is the overall vibe and feel that is going on within the pilots. Everybody's having lots of fun. Everybody's happy to see each other in this beautiful place. And everybody's happy to take part in this really world's first event of Hike&Fly in Dubai. Here we go. We go back on takeoff. Somebody else is ready to launch. Another very good inflation. And good running. It's good. And off he goes. Another very, very good takeoff. Yeah, my hands are sweating with every takeoff. Yeah, imagine people who are watching it live from the top of the building. But again, we must say that everything is made with a big eye on safety, and these pilots really know what they're doing. So it's not a big deal for them as long as the wind is helping to inflate the glider and control it. We can see, we have a very close passage
I think you're good, huh?
in front of the takeoff ramp.
Solid, bro. Just run.
And here he goes, another good takeoff from the takeoff ramp. In the meantime, here at Dubai Marina Beach, pilots are just hanging out, they're chilling before the time is gonna go back on, and they will have to run again back to the finish line. And you can see here somebody's flying right over the takeoff ramp, over the infinity pool of the Address Beach Resort here in Dubai. All right. And in the meantime, we can take a look at live stream, so we can see the situation. Basically, we have a few pilots that are already landed at or close to turn point 2, which is down here. And basically, we have Aaron, Haley, Schrempf, Patrick von Canel, Krieger Maurer, Seb Ospina, Michael Siegel, Marco Sanders, Stanislav Meyer, Steve Bramford, Thomas Friedrich. They all actually, sorry, Steve is just landed, but on live stream you can see him still flying. Of course, the live stream, the live tracking is a few minutes in delay. But these guys all landed at or close to turn point 2. And we got some other people that are still on top of the building, all flying. You got Nicola, Tommy flying, and a few other pilots that still have to take off from the top of the building. And let's go back on takeoff. Let's see if somebody else is going to take off. And in the meantime, we can see at turn point 2 some people approaching on foot. They just landed quite close to the turn point, and they're going to sign their board on this first Task 1 of this race. And again, you can see the mood is really high. At turn point 2, everybody's happy that they took part in this unique experience of taking off from this building. And speaking of which, we go back up to the turn point 1. Does it look like a sandstorm is coming? No, it doesn't look like a sandstorm is coming. Don't worry about that.
Take your time, no rush, bro.
Thank you for suggesting me. Yes, it does look like Alex Villa. Could be.
Where did they go up to the roof? From the other
It
side.
could be Alex Villa ready for takeoff. As you can see, the ramp is pretty small. It does, it is big enough to prepare the glider and everything, but most athletes, even also according to the wind direction, they decided to prepare the glider slightly off of the ramp, using a little bit more space, just to have a little bit more running space ahead of them after the glider is up above their heads.
Não, fica aqui, é. Cadê seu telefone com o tripé?
Esse aqui ele derrubou ali e a bateria está no final já. Ele não está conectando mais. Já tentei umas 3 vezes. Ele mandou mensagem no grupo para conectar novamente.
No Wi-Fi?
All right, and we are waiting for a good wind condition on this takeoff. We already are working on the ranking, just to help tell you exactly who is where and who is ahead. Of course, again, it's going to be a temporary ranking, and again, Alex is inflating his glider, taking a look, feeling the pressure in the brakes, feeling the wind. Doesn't look like he's feeling comfortable to go yet. And he's taking speed, everything looks good. And he's taking speed and off he goes. Nice takeoff, also from Alex Villa, should be him. From takeoff ramp at 77th floor.
Wait a little bit.
And again, we can take a look at live track. Some people are still flying. Nicola is heading to the turn 2, and you can see the long way to the beach. Tanguy as well. Tanguy, remember, was the first guy to reach the top on the stairs. And here we can see all the guys waiting for everybody to reach. Some of the pilots have decided not to fly, and instead they are going down by elevator, and so they will be carried, or they will walk to the turn 2. So then the time will start again. We have another takeoff. We just almost missed it on camera, but here we go.
There was something. Don't go too close to the edge without a parachute, please.
That sounds like a very good piece of advice. Don't go too close to the edge without a parachute. We have Feza Ovkarov ready, next in line, getting ready for takeoff. And in the meantime, you can see people having fun flying just on the side of the buildings. And again, this wouldn't be possible if the flying time would count in the total time count of the Task 1. So this decision was good on many sides. Decision to remove the preparation time and flying time out of the total time count. All right, and again, here we are. It is 1 o'clock now here in Dubai. It is a very beautiful day, around 28 degrees Celsius, and the beach, the sea is very calm, and everybody is enjoying the temperatures and nice weather here in Dubai. In the meantime, our athletes are on the top of the building at the 77th floor of the Address Beach Resort here on Dubai Marina Beach. And paragliding guide is saying, what a crazy concept. Yes, we know. We know it is a crazy concept, and this was the whole aim of the thing, but don't worry, this is not going to be the whole thing. In the next whole week, we will have, of course, other tasks, and they will be going on in real mountains, in the inland, in the back of the Emirates country. So this is just as a first day, a little bit of a special thing that is happening here to show to the world what is possible here in Dubai.
This way.
And here we have Vezos, glider already above his head, ready to go, is running. The wind is really crossed. Let's see. He feels comfortable to go now, and off he goes. Really good takeoff again from Veso. Veso from Bulgaria is in the air right now. And yes, great views though. There are really great views here, possibly one of the best mix of urban environment and the beautiful beach and sea of Dubai. And we are back on turn point 2, where I guess Nicola Donini is signing his board at turn point 2. Again, you can see the mood of the athletes. They're all very relaxed and chilled, and they're looking forward for everybody to come to turn point 2 so that they can start running back to the finish line, and that will show who was the fastest athlete today. And again, you can see the board is starting to get pretty much filled up. Only few pilots are missing, and so in really little time we will have the turn point completed and the race will be back on. Pilots are packing their equipment up again. Of course, during the whole competition they will have to carry their complete equipment, and so of course even the choice of what equipment to bring, it is making a difference on the overall time. And we're back on takeoff, where we have another pilot ready. He's kiting his glider.
That's Team Rochas from France.
Team Oceans from France, all right. Team Rocha. Again, all of these pilots, of course, had very advanced skills in general. I would say that hike and fly competitions and in general adventure races are possibly the most advanced level in paragliding, because of course you are in often unexplored terrains. You need to take off and land in places where nobody else has flown before, and so you need to plan ahead a lot, not only the flying part but also the hiking part. And so I would say technically it is probably one of the most advanced and most difficult disciplines in paragliding. Legendary Maurer, yes, Maurer flew. Kriegel Maurer took off. He was third or second on the stairs, so he's currently in second position in the partial ranking, and we will see what's going to happen in the next hour or so during the run back to the finish line. Team Rochers is taking his time, and he's doing good in doing so. Of course, as we said many times already, safety is one main concern for this event organization, and so nobody is forced to take off, and pilots always had the chance during today's task. And off he goes. Tim is going, running, and very good takeoff from Tim Roche. And again, the pilots always had the chance to decide not to fly and take the elevator down instead. All right. And we're back. Let's see.
We're gonna go down again.
Sorry, Guy, can you repeat, please?
A gente precisa levar esse equipamento. We're gonna go down now. We finished the first part. Everyone took off already, okay?
Okay, very good. So did anybody go down by elevator, or did all the pilots fly?
All the pilots took off already.
Okay, very good. Very good. So
okay.
We're going to see you later. Yes, very good. Bye-bye. And so we just got the information, as you heard, that all the pilots decided to fly, and so the sketchy takeoff was actually not that sketchy after all. And so everybody is heading to turn point 2. We can see some live landings right now. And just after signing turn point 2, when everybody is ready and parked up, they will start to run back to the finish line where the Task 1 will end. And we see the board is getting filled. This is Stanislav signing the board. And I think there are only really few names missing there. So in the meantime, of course, people are asking, so very exciting format, thank you very much. And yes, it is a pretty new format. Of course, it's not only going to be this. In the next few days, we will have some actual adventure racing tasks where athletes will have to hike, take off, fly cross-country, top land, cross-country, fly cross-country again, and run again. So basically, it's going to be an actual adventure race format. And well, the airspace rules was managed by the organization of this event together with the Airsport Federation of the Emirates and the government of Dubai. So of course, any airspace was taken into consideration, and of course, everybody has the permit to do what we are doing. Just to make you an example, filming with drones is not allowed here, and of course it wasn't allowed even for this event. And thanks for the live. Yeah, thank you, Farshid. Thank you for following. Thank you all guys that are here following this event live. It is absolute world's first, and we're doing our best to bring what's happening here into your homes, into your smartphones, into your laptops. And so thank you for following us and to being here.
Okay. Let's try to do it like
Okay.
you are in the shade. Okay, so you're in the shade. You turn it like this, no? And then.
All right, and we are again live at turn point 2, where all the athletes are landing or walking to sign their board. How many more tasks are planned? So there are 4 tasks overall. You can find all the information, the tasks, on the official website. That is UAE Hike&Fly.ae. I will also link it in the comments below here. So if you look into the comments, you can find the official website, where you can find all the rules of the event and all the task rules and where they are held and how they work. And this is basically what's going to happen in the next 7 days. The race is going to see 1 task day, 1 rest day alternated. So today is race day, tomorrow is going to be a rest day, and then on Tuesday we are going to go back on task 2. And we see Antoine Girard coming at turn point 2, cheering with all the others. All right, so, and in the meantime, we have Stefano live from the finish line. So if Stefano is telling us something about from the race.
All right. Okay, so. All right, so ciao Fiore and hi from the live show. I'm Stefano and I'm here on the finish line. I will be bring you inside the action here on the finish line. Look, everyone here is super excited. We were looking on the takeoff from the bottom, and it was looking really like something radical, really radical, with the absolute jumps, and the wing also is not heavy, right? So it's crossed, and they needed to place the wing like where the bar was. Actually, many people were basically helping, and things are getting here. So that's an incredible demonstration. And if you really want something to happen and you put all your effort, then inshallah you can. This is amazing. The first UAE Hike&Fly Championship, we are able to bring paragliding to everyone here in Dubai. This is amazing. We're going straight into the history. So I cannot wait for the athletes to come. I know more or less everybody's been flying, and so everybody's been packed very soon, very shortly. They will come from that direction, run as far as they can to reach the gate and the final section of the race. Amazing.
Sorry, I would just realize. Okay, so we are back again, and thank you, Stefano. Stefano is located down on the finish line, where the athletes will arrive in the next half an hour or so, probably earlier. And again, thank you. This festival is great for the first year. Thank you. A lot of people put a lot of effort for this to happen, and in order to organize it in the best way possible. So thank you very much for your feedback and your support. And we're back at turn point 2, where now probably most of the athletes, if not all the athletes, have reached. And so as soon as everybody's ready, they will start again with the last part, with the finish part, last part of the task 1, which is going to be to run back from turn point 2 all the way to the finish line. So this is what is happening. Is people went up to the athletes went up to the building, they took off, they flew, of course. Some people did fly a little bit longer, some people did fly a little bit shorter, but they all reached turn point 2 by now, and now they will have to run back along the beach to the finish line, which is located at the start line. All right, athletes are preparing. You can see that they are packing their gear up again, and they're going to be ready anytime soon for the last part of the race. We can see it also from the live tracking that the last pilots who took off are approaching. So Tim Rochas and Michael Gerlach and Champagne are approaching the landing right in this moment. And Nick as well, of course. All right. We can see here Michael Gerlach documenting his arrival at turn point 2. I'm pretty sure that all the athletes who flew today are super happy about this experience. Again, it is probably the first time in history, well, it is definitely the first time in history that during an Hike&Fly competition people are starting from a building, and it must be the first time for most of these guys as well, in general. All right, we are back at the beach. We're still at the beach at turn point 2. Last pilots are coming. It's going to be a few minutes before they will start again to run back to the beach. And we just got information that the next phase of the task 1 will be starting in approximately 15-20 minutes. So this is the time the athletes were still going to need to finish packing up, and the organization will bring some gears there, and then the second part of the race will start. And we already are 2 hours in the live streaming. Again, I want to thank you all, thank all of you guys that are watching this live show. It really means a lot for the whole organization and for the good result of this event. All right, yes, this is the link to the live tracking. This is the link of the live tracking. I'm posting it here in the comments. It is already posted before, but I will do it again. If you look for the comment with live track, you will find it, live track 360. And this is where you can find the live tracking of the whole race, even on the next days. And you can see the people are taking the pictures of the board. The board is now completed, so in the next few minutes everybody will get ready to start the second part of the race, which is going to be to run back from turn point 2 to the starting point. Yes, I love that Kriegel has gone on a sightseeing flight. What an amazing experience that must be, for sure. I'm pretty sure that for all the pilots today flying here in this urban environment, which is something that doesn't really happen often, was an amazing experience. And so also thanks to the slight change in the rules that the organization decided to apply yesterday, they could take their time to actually have fun, fly, and make longer flights for going to land at turn point 2. So that really was a good idea to only count the running time. All right, and again, remember, if you want to interact with the comments, we're going to be very happy to interact with you, so you can do it whenever you want. And again, because we have to wait a few minutes before the event is continuing, we will go on a short pause, and we will see you again in a few minutes. And we're back live here from Dubai, from the Address Beach Resort here on Dubai Marina Beach. And in a few minutes, the athletes will start with the second part of this race, which is going to consist in a run with his own with their gear on on their shoulders, and they will have to run back to the finish line, which is located pretty much where the start line was. It's going to be a 2 kilometers run. And again, the whole running part of this first task is pretty short at the end, so the difference in times between the first and the last will be pretty little, but still we are very curious to see who is going to be the fastest man carrying a bag. And again, it's a matter of minutes now. The organization is ready at turn point 2, so in very little time we will start with the second part of this task 1. Everybody flew off the building. They flew off the 77th floor of the Address Beach Resort here in Dubai, from the highest infinity pool in the world. And again, we have some comments, some questions. Guinness Book World Record, yeah, thank you very much. Yes, exactly. I mean, it is definitely the first hike and fly paragliding competition where when the athletes are flying off from a building, and you can see from the live stream, let's see if it is updated. It's still probably updating. Live stream is always a little bit in a delay from the real situation, but you can see that everybody basically flew down, and they're all going, or actually they've all reached turn point 2. All right, and again, there were a few questions which we will try to answer, and one of which was, I was wondering what is the price for the first place. This is another let's say world's first in this event, and that is that most competitions pilots have to invest their own money, or they have to find sponsor in order to be able to participate, as we know that competitions have costs, travel expenses, staying expenses, food, etc. And this competition is probably the first time where the organizers themselves had the sponsor to cover all of this cost and provide consistent prize money at the end. And specifically, the first 5 pilots will be rewarded with a money prize, and the first prize will be 5,000 euros. So I can imagine some of these guys are pretty motivated to run as fast as they can for this money. And then the second prize will be still 2,500, so 2,500 euros, which is still a pretty decent amount of money. Third prize 1,500, fourth prize 1,000, and fifth prize 500. So we are almost ready. We had a little technical issue here on the camera, but again, in a few minutes we will be back and ready to go. And we're back here live from the Address Beach Resort Hotel here in Dubai, in the splendid Marina, Dubai Marina Beach. And we are about to see the second part of the Task1 of the first UAE Hike&Fly Championship, which has taken place today. I remind you that the athletes were climbing up from the beach. They went up to the top of the building of the Address Beach Resort here in Dubai, and they flew off from the top from the takeoff ramp and landed at turn point 2, which is on the other side of the Marina Beach. And now they will have to run back to the finish line, which is going to be pretty much where the starter line was. So in a matter of minutes now they will be starting again. We're almost ready. The actual gears, basically there is a little twitch in the rules again. Basically the athletes had to walk up the stairs with their heavy Hike&Fly gear, which means they're more performant cross-country gliders. But then once on the top, they could choose whether they wanted to fly with their same gear or if they wanted to use a lighter and easier equipment to take off from the ramp. And so some of them just used one gear for this task. Some of them used both gears, or used two different gears, one on the hike up and then one for the glide down. And so the issue was then to bring all the rest of the equipment down, and so we did that. So the organization brought the other equipment to the athletes, and now everyone is set and ready to go again, because they will have to run back for the final part of this race again with their heavier gear. And remember, you can follow this race on the live stream. So again, the links are down here in the comments below, and you will be able for the next 7 days to follow this event on the live tracking. You can see that basically all the athletes are now on turn point 2, and they're ready to start, and they will be running back along the beach to go at the finish line, which is located here. Oh, actually here. All right, and so again, we are in Dubai. It is the first event of this kind. It is a world's absolute first, the first time that a paragliding Hike&Fly event is held involving buildings. And in this case, the building was the Address Beach Resort here in Dubai, and athletes had to climb 77 floors on the stairs, which brought them up to approximately 300 meters of altitude, and from there they had to then glide down back on the beach to reach turn point 2, where they had to sign a board, and now they will have to run back. Remember that if you're connecting just now, you can even go back on this live and see the previous part of this task, the part where the athletes reached the top and then flew down. Initially, the rules would consider measuring the whole time from the start to the finish line, but then, of course, a problem was raised that on the top, because the takeoff was so little, a queue would form, and the time of gear preparation and queuing and taking off would be pretty much longer than the actual walking time and then running time on the second part, which ultimately was the case. And so the pilot safety committee, together with the organization, decided to change this rule slightly, and they finally decided to just take into account the walking time on the stairs and then the running time on the way back from turn point 2 to the finish line, so that the preparing time and queuing time would not affect the final score of the athletes. And it was given the choice to the athletes to choose whether they wanted to fly or not. So they always had the option to not fly and just go back down by elevator in the Address Beach Resort and then walk to the turn point. But all the athletes decided to fly. They were feeling confident enough, and the wind helped. The wind helped a little bit as well, and so everyone flew down from the top of the building to the turn point 2. And now everyone is there ready to start again. We are waiting for some cameras to join us, and then we will be able to show also what's going on at turn point 2 and at the finish line. In the meantime, we have some questions from the comments. Remember that you can be interactive with us if you want. You can comment below. If you're watching this live, we will see your comment live and can answer your questions. And specifically, somebody asked about Gavin McClurg, which was one of the invited pilots from the United States, and he could not make it for his own personal problems, let's say, but he was definitely invited to the competition, and we would really be happy to have him here as well. Somebody's asking, where are the takeoff videos? Again, if you scroll back on the line here below the screen, you can go back in time and see previous part of this live. And again, of course, we took also some videos that are not shown live, but will be posted on the Instagram channel and in the Instagram stories of the event. Which official at of the event is at UAE Hike&Fly Championships, and you can see it down here. So if you want, you can just go there, check the channel. They've done a lot of content already, lots of stories, so you can be updated even outside of these live streamings, what's going on the race in the area here with the pilots. We share their content, so you can be updated on really everything that's happening here. And as well, please be patient. The story with the last section is coming. Sometimes the upload time is a little bit longer than we expect, and so it's gonna come soon. Unless you're meaning the last section of the Task 1, which is going to start really in few minutes. Athletes are ready, the gear are ready, the gear is ready, so everyone is ready to go. All right, and we have another question. So somebody's asking, I don't see Simon Oberauner. He was supposed to be in the competition. Let me check briefly. So yeah, Simon O'Brien is not in the list again because he was invited as well, but he could also not take part to the competition. So ultimately, he is not here. All right. And we have the live image from turn point 2. So again, now we can start showing what's going on there. As you can see, the athletes are definitely ready to start. And the final run will be approximately 2 kilometers. So it's somewhat of a relatively short run. Wondering what will be the times with these small backpacks. These guys are really fast. They were super fast on the way up. It really took them minutes to climb the 77th floor, 300 meters of elevation. So I'm pretty sure it will take them minutes to run back this 2 kilometers on the beach. Of course, they can choose to run wherever they want. They can run on sand, they can run on the pavement. There is a sidewalk, but the sidewalk is maybe a little bit. So again, there's a little bit of strategy involved in the race as well. And so we're really ready to go. In few minutes, the signal will be given and the athletes will be starting. We are at turn point 2 at the moment, and the athletes are ready to go. And again, I'm guessing, it's just my personal guess, but it might take them anything between probably 8 and 12 minutes to run back to the finish line. We will see. And it will be a surprise as well, because we still don't know the exact times of the first part, so we don't know how many minutes it took to every pilot to reach the top. Or well, we know, but we're not still telling. And so because the final time will be the sum of the stairs time and the beach running time, we will only know at the end by adding up the 2 times who is going to win this Task 1 of the first UAE Hike&Fly Championship. As you can see, again, the most beautiful thing about this event is that the mood among the pilots is really, really relaxed and chilled, even if, as somebody was asked before, the prize money is pretty interesting. People are asking, what is the prize money for the first place? Well, the first place is getting 5,000 euros as a prize money. And that is not all, because all of the first 5 positions will get a reward, and that's going to be 5,000 for the first place, 2,500 for the second place, 1,500 for the third place, 1,000 for the fourth, and 500 for the fifth. So it will be interesting for everybody coming in the first 5 position. And again, everything is really set up to go, so it's really a matter of few moments before the sign will be given and they can start for the last run. You can see there's some kind of technical briefing going on again, just to make sure that everybody is understanding the route and the rules before the actual start is given. But anytime soon we will see the last part of the race starting. And again, this is not only the first Hike&Fly competition held in the United Arab Emirates. Not only it is the first Hike&Fly competition where pilots had to start from the top of a building, it is also the first Hike&Fly competition where we're holding this live streaming so that you can follow the action right from your home and be very close to us the whole time. So again, we're really putting a lot of effort into this way of communicating this kind of events, which in our opinion, can contribute to promote our sport of beautiful sport of paragliding. And as you can see, the organization is now ordering the athletes according to their arrival order to the top of the building. So to make sure that the first one has a little bit of an advantage on the second one and so on, so that they will start in the same order as they arrived on the top. Just like if time had stopped on the top of the building and it starting again now.
Let's go.
Some slight technical issues there. We're still streaming with mobile internet, and sometimes that's a little bit unstable. But as soon as possible, we will go back on the beach where the athletes are going to start very soon. It's really a matter of seconds now. Athletes were being ordered in their arrival order, so that the order is being kept along the whole task today. And athletes are on their way on the run. As you can see, they are starting according to their previous order, and they're also respecting the difference in times between the arrival times on the top. So basically, if the second one arrived with 2 seconds delay after the first one, he started 2 seconds after the first one now. And so they will keep the time difference between the arrivals and the starting at the second part. And so at the end, basically the first one to arrive at the finish line will actually be the winner. So the athletes are now running, and the last ones are starting right now, as you can see. And everybody's off, and also the last 2 pilots are off on their last run to join, to get to the finish line. Again, it's approximately a 2-kilometer run, so it's going to probably take anything between 8 and 12 minutes to finish, to get to the finish line, even if they have relatively heavy backpacks on their back. As you know, complete cross-country hike and fly equipment and adventure race paragliding equipment can weigh approximately 7 to 9 kilograms. And that is, of course, slowing them down for sure, but these guys are fast. These guys are really fast, so I'm sure that we will see them come in to the end in really no time. Right, and so all the athletes are on the move. We can see we can watch on the live track what's going on here. Again, the live will have a little bit of a delay, but in this case it will definitely show who is first and who is second. And we can see that at the head of the group we have Marcus Anders, Kriegel Maurer, Aaron Duragatti. So we have Aaron, Kriegel, Tanguy, Marcus Anders, and Tommy Friedrich. on the head group, and then following we have Team Alongi, which is running to catch the first group, and Team Rochas. So as you see on the overall path, they're almost at half already. So it's really going to be a fast race to the finish line. And considering that this is a little bit delayed, it might even be possible that some pilots are already getting to the finish line. So let's keep an eye on the finish line camera and see what is going on there. And here we are with the finish line camera. This is where the athletes are gonna. This is where the athletes are gonna arrive at the end of this race. And the first one to come there. Oh, they're already on their way. I can see them live from here. Aaron is on the front. No, Kriegel is on the front with Tanguy following. They're sprinting to the finish line. Their actual sprint. They're really running to get to the first place. They really manage their energies with the stair climb, and now they're running to the finish line. It's a matter of seconds, and they're coming. And here are the first ones. And Tommy, Friedrich, Tanguy following, Aaron just after them. The first 3-4 pilots are really close together. It really looks like an actual running race. And they cut the finish line.
Let's go under the bridge. Fuck! Good job, man. Thank you.
Marcos, you're fifth. Just remember, 5.
These guys really gave everything they had on this race. These are short distances, lots of stairs, but not too much distance, and short running distance. So they really gave their 110% today. Team Alongi just crossed the line right now. I will leave to Stefano the live comment from the microphone. More pilots are coming. They're approaching the finish line from the sidewalk that just runs along the beach here in Dubai Marina.
Welcome. How was it? Hard?
It was hard.
Fast, huh? You guys came fast.
To me,
It's going running, huh? Oh yeah. Team 6. Save, Nick.
Well done.
Vem aqui, filma daqui, Odilon, filma daqui. Here, Lash.
Then we get the shade, okay?
Stanislav, vem, vai pegando por um. Logan.
Yeah, in the stand with the swim.
So, team, What do you think about it?
Around with the conditions, and so far I was very happy to fly with this one.
Keep around airport, you know, like it's more intense, but then if you go for a ride for
Finally,
days,
run here back because it's
it's another.
great.
So thank you so much. Congratulations for the result today. And it's still arriving in a few minutes after the finish of the pilots are still arriving.
Yeah.
Expected outside. Super intense.
Tem mais gente chegando.
Champions, Burj, amazing athletes, pro athletes, all of them.
Antoine.
To the limit. Incredible. Pushing.
Alex.
Cross wind and literally jumped at some point so fast.
Acho que acabou, né? Okay, Fiore. I think we're done. Everybody arrived.
Very good, very good.
Who? Oh yeah. We still have Tom Payne and Sebo Spina in their way. So we stay here. We wait for the.
We stay here a few more minutes, waiting for just the last few pilots to arrive.
You can get the same body if you fly 8 hours per day.
Good run, huh?
Nice day. Crazy takeoff, really.
Good.
Crazy. I think I never did something crazy. Something that crazy.
Good.
Was good. It was nice.
Cool, man.
You're good?
All good.
Perfect.
Happy too. Really happy.
Happy at the first day, so
Yes.
thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Water available for all the pilots.
Yeah.
Available.
Was it good?
Yeah, hard. The beach is not that easy to run because of so much tourists and yes, nice race.
What about the flight? Good, man. Oh, the beach. Good. Direct or what?
No.
Okay.
Because at the hotel it's going to be finished now at 3.
Yeah, but we still have to have the prize money,
Yeah.
the prize
Most
trophy.
of the pilot didn't eat since this morning.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Some of pilots coming.
This one set.
There's still some fuel left.
Odilon! Isso, isso.
We welcome every single one of them. In the best way, clap your hands.
Vai pra linha de chegada, vai na linha de chegada.
All those amazing athletes.
Go, 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 go! Seagull, Patrick.
Thanks a lot.
Donini. Here. Basta, basta. First?
Yes.
The guy with the blue glasses, no shirt, with the black hat. Yeah, with the phone, yeah. Yeah.
And up again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Eso. Yeah. We go up? Yeah. No, but wait. We're gonna have the prize.
Yeah, we come down like this.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we
Short
will
flight?
here. Short flight.
No, let's do the prize first. And then we do sunset. And then we do sunset. Let me just finish. All the guys finish. Tom. Vai chegar e daí acabou, daí você faz um review e pega todos os nomes. O Tanguy, o Aaron, o Krieger.
Sorry for the taking off first, but the
No, it's fine.
And it motivates.
Yeah.
Okay, so now all the pilots have arrived, so basically the race can be considered over for today. There will be a pressing ceremony for the day today already, but of course we were not going to wait and live stream that too. And so I just wanted to thank everybody today that was following us, and we hope that we did our best to try and put the action closer to you, and we hope that you could somehow follow it, at least for part of it, and we will definitely try and perfect the little things that might be a little bit off for the live stream today. And again, thanks everybody, and we will wait for you on the next live stream that's going to be in 2 days. But keep updated on the Instagram account of the UAE Hike&Fly competition to get all the latest news about the event and what and when and where it's going to happen. You can also find all the information on the website uaehikeandfly.ae, and you can see all the tasks there. The 4 tasks is going to be on the next few days. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.